Hey there, garden friends. It's Heather at Bush Poppy Farm coming to you from the home greenhouse this morning, where it's actually warmer in here than it is outside. Thankfully, it is 48 degrees Fahrenheit in here, 9 degrees Celsius, and outside it's about 35. We've been going below freezing every night, and I just checked in the garden and everything looks great out there. All that stuff is frost hardy, so even though I've uncovered it, everything's still happy and healthy, even though it gets covered with a coat of frost. I mean, this morning the cars had ice on them and we had to like scrape it off. So anyway, for today's video, it's yet another seed haul. This one's not that big. I got some stuff from Renee's garden online, and this is all mostly going to be for the home garden. I'm looking forward to this stuff, and I think this is about it. I do have a seed order in with GeoSeed. Those are all seeds for next year. A lot of them are for next fall planting, but that's out for the flower garden because for the flower farm, because it's all like, you know, big bags of stuff. So but that will be here, I don't know, sometime in the next week or so. So today, Renee's garden, I will link them below. A lot of really cool stuff. I know they're available online because I got these online, and they are carried in my local nurseries, but they might be carried in yours as well. Okay, so the first thing, and I think these are in relative order, herbs and vegetables, and I don't know if I even have any flowers in here. Oh, I have a few, but yeah. So first up, it looks like herbs. We have, and this is kind of funny, this is culinary sage. I do have sage growing in the green stalk. I'm pointing because they're out that way, but they don't really survive the winter very well here, especially in a green stalk tower, unless I wrap it with frost cloth. And so I like to start fresh every year. Plus, I put sage in the Garden in a Box subscriptions. So I have to have plenty of seedlings. And then this one is a pollinator herb. It's called root beer hyssop. Supposedly actually really smells like root beer. I love root beer, me and the whole family, but they're beautiful and they're great in the cottage garden. A perfect flower in the cottage garden, brings in lots of pollinators. Another packet of gourmet cat greens mix. Raven really enjoys these. Let's see, what's in this one? Oat, rye, wheat, barley. Yeah, so nice little mix of greens for our indoor kitty. Then we have, that was a culinary garden sage. This one's an Italian aromatic sage. And I think it's gonna have a nice little twist compared to the other one. Then I have sweet marjoram. This is one that I don't usually grow, but we end up using. So instead of going to the store to buy those packets of fresh, you know, herbs, I'm like, we have the space. Let's just grow it this year. Chives. Fine leaf chives. You can't have enough chives. All right, now moving on to some food. We have this mini cantaloupe sugar cube. These are very small. That's what I really like about them. So they top out at about the size of a small grapefruit. And they have really vigorous vines. And so I'm definitely gonna have, since they're small fruit, I'm gonna have this one be a climbing one because it doesn't weigh that much, so you don't have to give it a lot of support. And because they're very vigorous vines, they want to climb. You have to train them. They're not like peas where they have tendrils that grab, but they do enjoy a climb. And that frees up space in your garden. So if you aren't already growing vertically, things that you can, I recommend you try to do that because it gives you a lot more space. Speaking of growing vertically, this is an heirloom dry bean soup mix blend. And this is tasty, colorful varieties, especially selected to grow and harvest as a colorful mix from one garden bed. Expect big yields of plump dry beans. Let's see which ones are in here. Equal parts Painted Pony, Hidatsa Red Indian, Yellow Indian Woman, and Jacob's Cattle. I actually really like all of those. Currently I'm on an anti-inflammatory diet because we think that I have rheumatoid arthritis. I did test negative for Lyme disease, which is great on some level. If it was Lyme, then it's treatable. Rheumatoid arthritis, a lot harder to treat. Definitely not curable. And a little depressing. Still having some major problems with my right knee. A lot of fluid on it. Over the last week, it was so swollen. It was a good 2 inches bigger in circumference than my left knee. Couldn't bend it past about 45 degrees. It's better because I've been on this anti-inflammatory diet. And so the reason I got on that topic is that legumes, unfortunately, are not part of the anti-inflammatory diet. But so far, in the 3 days that I've been doing this, I've dropped almost 3 pounds, and I know that that is fluid weight because of the inflammation. So, and my knee is getting better. So I think it's working. I'm going to stick with it for at least 30 days. We'll see what happens. It's kind of hard to do over the holidays, but I was getting miserable. Okay. This one is a flower. It's a hummingbird penstemon called Wedding Bells. These will also go in the cottage garden. And then I have a window box lobelia, Blue Heaven. I actually am going to do some hanging baskets this year. That's not something I've done in the past, but I can hang baskets in here, but I want to put them out where we can see them and enjoy them along our porch and stuff. Okay, and then I have heirloom Bells of Ireland. This is antique apple green. I sowed Bells of Ireland already out in the front garden, but none of them germinated, and they're hard to germinate. So even though they like to be direct sown, I'm actually going to sow these in some trays and see if I can get them to germinate for me. They do like a stratification period, so I'm actually going to leave them out here in the greenhouse where it stays very cold most of the time now, in advance of starting them from seed. Okay. And then alyssum, I really like growing alyssum from seed. I have a bunch of the plants over here that are a mix, a white and pink. And then I found this one. This one is peaches. Now, if you've never seen alyssum, let me grab the plant and show you what it looks like. This was started from seed. It's not super great right now because it's the winter time, but these are the little flowers, and this one is a purple pinkish one. You've probably seen the white ones in the nurseries. What I love about alyssum is they're amazing for pollinators. They smell like honey, literally smell like honey. So if you have a big bed of these, the scent coming out of there is just amazing. So easy to grow from seed and a lot cheaper. I mean, a packet of seeds, what did I pay for this one? Maybe, I don't know, $4.69? No, $3.59 US. Packet of seeds, way cheaper than buying a whole bunch of, these I grew from seed, way cheaper than buying a whole, like a 6-pack or more at the nursery. So give them a try because they're super easy to grow from seed. All right. Next up, you know me and my squashes. I love cucurbits of all varieties. This is a Festival F1 acorn squash, and I just think it's so awesome. I really, really want to grow these and have them succeed. They each weigh about 1 to 2 pounds, grow on compact semi-bush vines, saving garden space. They bear heavily, so what I'm probably going to do is remove some fruit, disbud some fruit, so that I can so the plant can put energy into, 5 or 6 as opposed to 10 or 12. It just makes more sense. You get a better harvest that way. Okay, and then a zucchini, a climbing zucchini, incredible escalator. So you need to train these. Again, they don't have little tendrils, but they're really great. All the squashes are great for training up. That includes, well, not just squash, all the curcubits. That's winter squash, summer squash, the cucumbers. I'm sure there's others I'm missing. Anyway, they will all do great climbing, but you'll have to train them up a trellis. So just weave them in and out until they take. And of course, more radishes, of course. French breakfast. We really like these. They're so yummy, and they seem to germinate really well and grow well for us. And then this one is a hanging basket variety, which actually is going to go out here on the patio, but I think it's really fun. Snap peas, called Hanging Hero, or Snack Hero Hanging Basket Snap Peas. looks really fun. Short, graceful snack heroes. Snap peas are perfect for growing in hanging baskets, window boxes, and pots. They grow effortlessly with 18-inch draping short vines that quickly fill up with dangling, easy to harvest, crunchy, sweet, full pods. So probably what I'm going to do, now that I'm thinking about this when I was reading that, I'll put some in a hanging basket, but I'll put more in the green stalks because they can just flow over the side. They'll stay nice and clean, bug-free. Yeah, it'd be great. Okay, a summer lettuce. This one is more heat resistant, which is one of the things we really need here because we get cold in the winter and really hot in the summer, and heat makes lettuces bolt. So it's really nice to have one that is heat resistant. All right, and then another popping corn. So I have the strawberry corn, popping corn from Baker Creek, and this one is mini pink pearls. So never grown popping corn before, but it just sounded fun and can't hurt, right? Give it a try. And then another carrot called Purple Sun. This one's crazy looking. Excellent sweet flavor and a crisp texture. All right, and finally, bush beans. So I have climbing beans and bush beans, and I'm going to grow some yard-long beans this year as well. But these are bush beans. The great thing about bush beans is they don't really need any support. They stay low to the ground. You know, they get dense, and you can harvest a bunch from them. This one is tricolor, so it is gold, purple, and green. Like I said before, the purple and the gold ones are much easier to see in the plant, so they're way easier to harvest. But they're all just as tasty. So that's it for my Renee's Garden seed haul. Not a whole lot, but I already have a lot, as you have seen in previous videos. So I think I'm about topped out for seeds. Coming up, future videos, I need to do a little bit of work out at the farm before we leave next week. We're going to Florida to visit my family, and I'm hoping to get to some really cool gardens to take you guys to. So we'll see how that goes. And then when we come back, we have a day here, and then we're going up to Tahoe. So I'll show you guys the snow in Tahoe this year when we get there, just for a couple days. And then we're coming back, and it's January, and it's time to kind of dig in for winter, but still try to get some things done. I have a new set of workshops already in the hopper for next year I'm super excited about, and some new partnerships coming up for the business that I'm super excited about. So I've got a lot of computer work to be doing, which is okay, but it's not as good as being outside. So also in January is when I start sowing seeds again. It's just smaller amounts, and they're gonna need heat. So that's one of the things I'm gonna need to take care of here in the greenhouse. For some reason, and I think I've mentioned it before, this is my little heater, space heater for the greenhouse. And this heater was suggested for this size space. It's we're in a 9x12 greenhouse, and it does a great job of keeping it where I want it to be. However, last year at some point, it just started tripping the switch on the power strip. It also will stop working if I just plug it directly into the one power cord that we have running in here from outside. Our pool pump is right beyond this greenhouse, beyond a hedge, and there's 2 outlets there. Well, 1 outlet, 2 plugs. So one of those plugs is for our outdoor lighting, so I can't take that off. But the other one, I have a long extension cord plugged into there. It comes underneath the greenhouse wall and comes in here and feeds into my power strip where I have my heat mats and my lights hooked up. So I don't know why it suddenly decided in the middle of winter, oh, this is too much. I even tried lowering the temperature in the thermostat and keeping it colder in here, and it just flips the whole, flips the breaker, and then everything goes out. All the lights, the heat, everything. So I'm going to have to, I don't think we're going to have time to get a new outlet installed back here, plus that would be expensive and require some trenching. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is run another extension cord to the house, which is 100 feet. So, I mean, it can be done. It's not ideal, but on those really cold nights, like it's 50 degrees in here now, it's come up a little bit, almost 10 degrees Celsius, but you know, when we're down to 28, 27 degrees outside, then in here, I'd like to keep it no colder than like 45. Because even though the seedlings will be on heat mats to start, once they germinate, they come off the heat and they sit under the lights, and the lights aren't hot because they are LED. And so they still need some heat. Like they'll do okay, but when you start germinating things like tomatoes and peppers and the summer stuff that I need to start, you know, in February, it's just too cold for them, and so they get stunted, and that affects their final outcome as an adult plant. So I need to find a way to get this little guy operational, and it, like I said, it works great because this space 9 by 12, it can heat this space and not stay on continuously. It's got a thermostat on it. Very, very efficiently and effectively. It doesn't run for that long. That's what's great about it. So I need to get that problem resolved because, yeah, heat's going to be important in here, especially if we keep having a winter like we're having so far. So it is, you know, almost mid-December, and it's been a lot colder than it usually is for this time of year. So if that's indication of how things are going to be moving forward when we're moving into January, which is usually really cold, yeah, so it should be interesting. Anyway, thanks for listening to that ramble. All right, that's going to do it for me today. I hope you guys have a wonderful time in your garden, and maybe go get some seeds yourself. Think about what you might want to be starting for 2023 pretty soon. Hope you have a great time in your garden. I will see you in the next one. Bye.